Have you ever felt like you're on a pendulum, yearning for closeness one moment, then recoiling in fear the next? You chase connection as if your life depends on it, only to push away the very person you crave when they finally draw near. That cycle can feel endless, exhausting, and heartbreaking. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone, and you're not broken. For many of us, these push-pull patterns in love stem from two opposing attachment styles, anxious and avoidant. When these styles pair up, they create a self-sabotaging loop that can turn even the most promising relationships into emotional roller coasters. In the next minutes, you're going to discover where anxious and avoidant styles originate, and how they take root in childhood, the core behaviors that drive both the chase and the retreat, why you're magnetically drawn to partners who trigger your deepest fears, the neurochemistry behind those highs and crashes, the dopamine cortisol roller coaster, practical, research-backed strategies to break free and build secure connection, a real couple's journey from chaos to calm, and how you can follow in their footsteps. By the end of this episode, you'll understand exactly why that hot-cold dance keeps replaying, and you'll have a clear roadmap to step off the pendulum forever. Let's begin. Section 1. The roots of anxious and avoidant attachment. Imagine a child cradled in their mother's arms, at times soothed with gentle rocking, at other moments left alone to cry. For that child, love feels unpredictable. Some days, comfort. Other days, neglect. This inconsistency imprints on the brain. Love arrives in fits and starts. Psychologist Mary Ainsworth's groundbreaking strange situation experiments in the 1970s revealed 4 primary attachment styles. Secure. Caregivers respond reliably and sensitively. Children learn that their needs matter. As adults, they feel safe expressing emotions and trusting others. Anxious. Caregivers are inconsistent, sometimes nurturing, sometimes unavailable. Children become hypervigilant, fearful of abandonment. As adults, they crave closeness but doubt they'll receive it. Avoidant. Caregivers are emotionally distant or dismissive. Children learn to suppress their needs. As adults, they prize independence and fear intimacy. Disorganized. Caregivers are frightening or erratic. Children feel torn between seeking comfort and fleeing danger, leading to confusion around love and safety. Let's focus on anxious and avoidant. Both stem from early experiences of unreliable caregiving, but they react in opposite ways. Anxious individuals think, "I must chase love to keep it." They become preoccupied with reassurance, hyper-aware of any sign of withdrawal. Avoidant individuals think, "I must protect myself by staying distant." They downplay emotional needs, fear being overwhelmed, and often retreat behind walls of independence. These are not flaws, but survival strategies formed in childhood and so deeply wired that they operate unconsciously. Section 2. How anxious and avoidant behaviors play out. Picture 2 people in love, one constantly texting, worried about silence, the other slow to reply, uncomfortable with emotional intensity. This dynamic is the anxious-avoidant trap. Anxious behaviors include reassurance seeking. frequent calls, texts, or check-ins to confirm love and attention. Hypervigilance, scanning every word, every pause, for signs of rejection. Emotional flooding, intense waves of panic or despair when connection feels threatened. Avoidant behaviors include withdrawal, pulling away when emotions run high, often without explanation. Dismissiveness, minimizing or invalidating partner's feelings as too much. Self-reliance, valuing independence to the point of fearing intimacy. When these styles collide, the anxious partner's pursuit, seeking reassurance, triggers the avoidant partner's discomfort, prompting further withdrawal. The avoidant partner's retreat ignites the anxious partner's fear of abandonment, leading to even more intense pursuit. It becomes a feedback loop: chase, retreat, panic, withdrawal, repeat. This cycle can feel addictive, because each reunion brings a rush of relief and a dopamine spike, while each separation triggers cortisol-fueled anxiety. Your brain learns to crave both the high of connection and the relief of reconnection, making the pattern hard to break. Section 3: The neurochemical rollercoaster. We often think of love as magic, but it's also biology. When attraction sparks, dopamine floods the brain, creating pleasure and craving for more. Oxytocin bonds partners through touch and closeness, fostering trust. But when uncertainty or withdrawal enters, cortisol surges, triggering stress, anxiety, and desperation. This alternating dopamine-cortisol pattern looks and feels a lot like addiction. In fact, studies show that breakups can activate the same brain regions as drug withdrawal. You might crave them inebriatingly, haunt their social feeds, or replay conversations in your head, seeking that next hit of closeness. For an anxious avoidant pairing, this back and forth becomes the relationship's default mode: intense highs followed by crushing lows. Awareness of this chemical cycle is crucial. When you realize your brain is chasing these predictable surges and dips, you can start to interrupt the cycle. Section 4: Recognizing your pattern and your partner's. Before you can change the dance, you must name the steps. Ask yourself: when you feel anxious, do you reach out or retreat? When your partner retreats, does your heart pound, or do you breathe a sigh of relief? Do you fear abandonment, anxious, or fear engulfment, avoidant? Journal your answers. Write down specific incidents. Last week, I texted Alex 5 times because he didn't reply for 3 hours. Yesterday, I shut down when Maria asked me to share my feelings. Next, step back and observe your partner's moves. Awareness is the first step toward choice. You can't change what you don't see. Section 5: 3 strategies to break free. Understanding your style and your partner's wiring sets the stage. But real change requires new practices, research-backed habits that build secure connection. 1. Self-soothing for the anxious. When panic rises, pause and breathe. Inhale for 4 counts, exhale for 6. Grounding. Name 5 things you see around you, 4 you can touch. Affirmation. Silently repeat: I am safe. My worth is not on this text. These practices calm the amygdala, your brain's alarm center, giving you space to respond rather than react impulsively. 2. Gentle disclosure for the avoidant. You feel a surge of discomfort with emotional closeness. Use I statements. I feel a bit overwhelmed right now. Schedule brief check-ins. Commit to 5 minutes of sharing at a set time. Validate the other's needs. I know you need reassurance. I'm working on being more present. This helps your partner feel heard and reduces the anxiety that fuels their chase, while allowing you to practice vulnerability in manageable doses. 3. Build secure rituals together. Small, consistent acts cement security. Daily affirmations. Share one thing you appreciate in each other. Check-in texts. A simple thinking of you or how's your day? Weekly ritual. A walk, a coffee date, or even a 10-minute playlist sharing session. These rituals send a clear message to your brain. This person shows up, reliably and lovingly. Over weeks, your neural pathways will rewire to associate love with consistency, not chaos. Section 6. A real couple's journey. Let's return to Emily and Jack. After years of drama, they nearly parted ways. But they chose a different path. Mapping their styles, they each read about their attachment patterns and shared their fears. Creating a relationship contract. Simple agreements like we'll reply within 2 hours, and we'll use a safe word if we feel overwhelmed. Establishing weekly heart meetings, uninterrupted time to share highs, lows, and needs. At first, the process felt awkward. Emily's heart raced when Jack was slow to answer, but she practiced self-soothing. Jack felt vulnerable admitting fear of intimacy, but he honored his commitment to transparency. Over months, the pendulum slowed. Their check-ins became a source of comfort rather than conflict. Emily's anxiety eased because she saw Jack consistently return. Jack's avoidance faded as he experienced the reward of closeness without panic. Today, they describe their relationship as steady, warm, and alive, no longer a roller coaster, but a gentle journey together. Section 7. Your Action Blueprint. Now it's your turn. Use this 7-step blueprint to shift your relationship. Identify your style, anxious or avoidant. Own it without judgment. Recognize triggers, list situations that ignite chase or retreat. Practice self-soothing or gentle disclosure, daily micro-habits to calm your nervous system. Create communication agreements, set expectations for responsiveness and emotional check-ins. Build secure rituals, small, consistent acts of care. Journal progress, note shifts in anxiety, closeness, and overall trust. Celebrate wins, acknowledge every moment you paused the cycle and chose security. Consistency is key. Change won't happen overnight, but with each secure moment, you retrain your brain toward connection over chaos. If this episode illuminated your patterns, do 3 things now. Like this video to signal its importance. Comment secure if you're ready to step off the pendulum. Share with a friend who might be caught in the anxious avoidant dance. Subscribe and hit the bell. Next week we'll tackle why we mistake intensity for intimacy, so you can learn to distinguish true connection from mere excitement. Remember, healthy love isn't a roller coaster, it's a home you build with intentional care. This is the psychology of love, what they never taught you. Let's keep rewriting our love stories together.